All right, so we're going to answer a question from the comment board. All right, it's dealing with prophecy. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And this lesson is going to be entitled, When the Elect is Beamed Up, What Will the Conditions Be Like on the Earth? All right, or After Babylon the Great. Maybe that's a better title. After Babylon the Great is destroyed, what will the conditions be like on the earth after the nuclear destruction? Because that's really what the question is going into. All right, this is from my backup page, GMS Walk and Talk SC, GMS Walk and Talk SC8. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. We cannot tell you when these pages are, when my current page is going to be flagged or completely terminated. So you need to have the backup page. Now, what I did is I had a series that I did probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And I basically recently ran across it. So I started re-uploading some videos from that series. It's entitled Apologetic Edomites. OK, so this volume was like volume 4 or 5. Apologetic Edomites, Hebrew Israelites are the dry bones. So when I re-uploaded that, it's got a lot of, going into breakdowns of certain scriptures. So on this video, there was a question that was asked from one of the brothers, from one of the new believers. So let's go there now and view the question, and then we'll answer it. All right. So this is from Ancient Spirit, as you can see right there, the thumbnail, Apologetic Edomites, Hebrew Israelites, or the dry bones. And the question was from Ancient Spirit. It says, Shalom, question, what can we speculate is happening on earth just after come up hither and after the great earthquake? Now, one thing that we hate to do is speculate, but in this script, we got a few scriptures that tell us kind of what's going to be going on, but we can't be 100% sure because during this time, the elect is already gone. But let's read it. Just what can we speculate is happening on earth just after come up hither and after the great earthquake? Revelation 11:13. During the time when the remnant are affrighted, up to the time of New Jerusalem descending. And the way the question is being asked, it's almost if he doesn't really understand exactly what's going to happen. Can we speculate on the length of this time period of the remnant mentioned in the verse? See, that tells you right there he don't know what's going on, right? The remnant is the elect. That's who it is. It says, are the remnant mentioned in the verse members of both the 2/3 and heathens? Thank you. So really what Revelation 11:13 is going into, let me just go there and let's just read it. All right, Revelation 11 and verse 13. Let's see if we have to read something else first. This is Revelation chapter 11. Yeah, and we actually have to start around about verse 12 because it's talking about the elect that's being beamed up. The elect is the same as the remnant. Revelation 11 and 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. What's going on right here? The elect is being beamed up into the chariots to escape the nuclear destruction of Babylon the Great. This is what's happening right now. OK, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Now, the ascending is the elect being beamed up. The clouds are the chariots. In verse 13, it says, and the same hour was there a great earthquake. What's being said is that as soon as the elect got beamed up, the nuclear missiles came and destroyed Babylon the Great. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. The 10th part of the city, when you go and you do, let's just do it now. We've done it many times before. When you go and you put up America, let's see here, America FEMA zones, if I may, if I got that right. And let's see, let's just get the images of that. You see here a map of the United States broken up into 10 FEMA zones, right? 10 FEMA zones by Roman numerals. You see over here in the East Coast at the top in the blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the bottom with Texas, 7, 8, 9, and then ending with 10 over here in Seattle, Washington. So when it says the 10th part of the city fell, it just means the missile's going to hit Babylon the Great. The fire is going to sweep across like a broom. One part is going to be destroyed, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on through 9. All 10 FEMA zones will be destroyed. That's all that's being said in that verse or in that particular line. And the same hour was there a great earthquake. As soon as the elect were beamed up, the missiles came and caused a great earthquake. And the 10th part of the city fell, meaning was destroyed. FEMA zones 1 through 10 were all destroyed. And in the earthquake, in that nuclear destruction, because the earthquake is going to, the missiles hitting Babylon the Great is going to cause a great earthquake. We'll read that in the scriptures. And in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. This doesn't mean only 7,000 people are going to be destroyed. The 7 means completion. Okay. So in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, meaning everybody in Babylon the Great that wasn't of the elect, they were all destroyed. Here when it says that the remnant were affrighted, this is not a separate group. This is not a separate group right here. The remnant that were affrighted is the elect that was beamed up into the chariots. Because what's going to happen is it's going to be a very scary time. It's going to be a very scary time. Let me get an illustration if I can right here. You see these discs? These are the so-called UFOs, which represent the chariots of the Lord. You see right here in the middle, this is America, Babylon the Great on fire. So as the elect, which you see these souls are beamed up into the chariots, then the missiles going to come and burn Babylon the Great, and everybody that's left, they all going to be destroyed. Everybody. But when this is, it says the remnant were affrighted, meaning what? Right before, because it's going to be during Jacob's trouble. All kind of hell going to be going on. But as the elect is being beamed up, you're going to probably see the missiles or some, things going to be happening, and it's going to be very scary. That's all it means. It means the remnant were affrighted. It says in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, and the remnant, which is the elect getting beamed up, were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. See? So as they're being beamed up, it's going to be scary. You're going to barely make it. It says that in 1 Peter 4, I believe. Let's go there. 1 Peter 4. Oh, got it wrong. Did I not get it wrong? Yeah, I got it wrong. Hold on, brothers. 1 Peter 4. That remnant that's affrighted is the same group. It says, 1 Peter 4:17, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel? And if the righteous, which is the elect, scarcely be saved, they barely made it, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? You see that? So, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? The righteous are just going to make it out of the nuclear destruction in the nick of time. The Lord, that's the way he wanted to do it. He's going to beam up the elect. And the same hour when they leave, the nuclear missiles are going to come. But it's going to be a very scary time. And the remnant were affrighted. You're going to still be scared. As you're being beamed up, as you see the chariots come. Because when the chariots come, everybody's going to see them. And it's going to scare the hell out of everybody, even the elect. Even though you're going to be glad, you're going to see it, you're going to be wondering, am I going to make it? Did I do enough? Is the Lord pleased with me? Is he going to destroy me? Or am I going to be beamed? You're going to be wondering right up to the very last second that you get beamed up. That's how scary this is going to be. Okay? Now, the person also asked in the second part of the question. Let's go to it now. He says here, does Revelation 11:14 answer my previous question, the third woe coming quickly, which is World War III? Well, it doesn't really answer your question directly, but that's the whole thing. It's just it's really just telling you the conditions. Revelation 11:14, the second war is past, and the third woe coming quickly. The third woe is World War III. During World War III is when the nuclear destruction is going to happen, because World War III must happen first. And during that time, Russia and their allies are going to shoot the nuclear missiles over here. See? So, you're not reading it as going on in chronological order. It's just telling you, the time that is coming. These events are going to take place during when? During the third woe. That's when that's going to happen. Now, let's go back to that question again. Because it's kind of like all of the same thing. What can we speculate is happening on Earth just after come up hither and after the great earthquake? Yeah, as the lake is taken up, come up hither. The great earthquake comes right after, because the nuclear missiles, they make the earthquake. During the time when the remnant are affrighted, the time when the remnant is affrighted is immediately when they're being beamed up. Right before, they was afraid. But then they were comforted when they got into the chariots. It says up to the time of New Jerusalem descending. Now, that's a little bit different. First, New Jerusalem, we go up, beamed up as the elect, but then we come down as New Jerusalem. It says, can we speculate on the length of this time period? The answer is no, because it's not written how long the elect are gone, how long it's going to take. It says, are the remnant mentioned in the verse? Yeah, the remnant is the elect. Members of both the 2/3 and the heathens. The 2/3 and the heathens that's on the shores of Babylon the Great, they all destroyed. That's what it means. You know, in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. The 2/3 that are left, they're going to be melted. They're going to be destroyed. And all heathens that are not Israelites, that's your Edomites, your Ammonites, Moabites, Hamites, any nation that are not Israelites that is in America, when the chariots come, all others will be burned and destroyed in Babylon the Great, except the elect. The elect are the only ones that make it out of here. Okay, so that's what the verse means. Now, when we go into we can go to Revelation chapter 16. And this kind of gives you the conditions. It doesn't give you the exact conditions, but it gives you a clue into what the rest of the world is going to be like. You have to remember, when the elect is taken out of the way and they're saved, the nuclear missile is going to come to Babylon the Great. They're going to destroy the shit out of this place. But also, too, you have to understand that America is going to shoot their nuclear missiles and they're going to hit certain other parts of the earth. So you have to imagine that the earth is going to be going through a great time of all kind of natural disasters, different shit, you know, but this is speculation. But you also know deep down in your soul, that's what's going to happen, because nuclear destruction is going to completely destroy Babylon the Great. And any place that America's missiles hit, that's going to be destroyed as well. But it's also going to fuck up the air. You know, it's going to cause nuclear radiation on the planet. They're going to be, we believe, tidal waves, acid rain, nuclear winter. The sun and the moon going to be blacked out. You know, it's going to damage the vegetation and the crops. That's what nuclear destruction does. But it's not going to affect the elect, because the elect is going to be safely with the Lord. In the great wedding feast of the Lord, you can see an illustration right here. The men of the Lord going to celebrate with Yahushua. You see the fire down there burning? The elect, the 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3, which make up the elect, are going to be all celebrating with Yahushua. There's going to be crowns given, you know. They're going to be in safety, but the rest of the earth going to be going through complete hell. The nation's going to be thrown off, because, you know, that nuclear war is going to have a great effect on the planet. You know, now I'm going to read a few scriptures that's going to give you that indication. Like we said, other parts of the world are going to get hit. It's going to be, you know, like we said, cyclones, tornadoes, whatever nuclear disasters, you know, the water going to be poisoned, just different shit. But we can't say for sure what places in the earth. You know, we know a lot of people going to be dying during that time, but we're going to be, the elect are going to be safely with the Lord. Revelation 16 and 17, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake. What caused the great earthquake? It's going to be the nuclear destruction. Let's get a quick precept. Let's show that. Isaiah 24. Right. Isaiah 24, we're going to go to verse. Just hold on. I don't want to read a whole lot. I want to read a few. It says Isaiah 24 and verse 10. It says the city of confusion is broken down. What's the city of confusion? Babylon the Great, which is America, which is a great city comprised of 50 or 50 plus different states. But altogether, it's a city. Because what are you known as in America? You're known as an American citizen, right? Or a citizen, an inhabitor of a great city. The city of confusion is broken down. And the word Babylon comes from the word Babel, which means confusion. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is dark and the mirth of the land is gone. In the city is left desolation and the gate smitten with destruction. You hear that? Let's jump down a little bit here. I want to read here Isaiah 24:17. It says, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth. So different inhabitants of the earth, they're going to be going through hell too. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. Listen to this. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. The windows of heaven, which is talking about the atmosphere, the ozone layer, it's opened up, right? meaning nuclear missiles are going to fly from one end to the other. Intercontinental ballistic missiles are going to come through the windows of heaven, which just means the atmosphere. It says the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. Moved how? Moved by rocking to and fro. It says it right here. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Meaning what? Babylon the Great shall fall and not rise again. Okay? Going back to Revelation 16 and 19, it says, and the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. Just being when Babylon the Great got hit with the missiles, it was split and destroyed. But it also says, and the cities of the nations fell. See that? So the infrastructure and everything that's been going on that's going on the planet now gonna be completely ruined, right? You have to imagine that cell phone towers gonna be down, the electricity probably gonna be off, water, anything you can imagine, anything that's hooked or connected to America, Babylon the Great gonna be messed up. The banking system gonna be through with. Really, by that time, everybody gonna have the mark of the beast anyway, and this is gonna be their time of suffering and punishment too for having received that mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. So you're gonna have a lot of chaos breaking out on the earth. As a matter of fact, when the elect come back, they're gonna restore order to the planet. When New Jerusalem descends out of heaven, it's gonna the elect and Yahushua, let me say Yahushua and the elect, his mighty men and the rest of the elect gonna restore order to the rest of the planet. They're gonna put the nations in slavery, and we're gonna start building up the kingdom of heaven. But let me continue on. It says, and the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And Babylon and great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Right, the nuclear destruction is going to destroy it. And also with that, the cities of the nations also fall. But listen to this: and every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. What did that mean? Every island fled away. Hey, the Lord, that nuclear destruction is going to cause a lot of devastation on the planet. It's going to hit, the missiles going to hit Babylon the Great. But like we've been saying, if you live in an island nation and those islands in the sea, they're going to go underwater. The mountains going to be laid flat. It's going to be a great destruction like nobody's ever seen it. We only speculating just how terrible it's going to be, but you just heard me read it. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Tidal waves, tsunamis, great earthquakes, twisters, cyclones, nuclear winter, acid rain, all types of stuff going to be happening. See? So even in those nations, that's why we say people that live in Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, the Fiji Islands, and Australia, and Japan, and China, different places, or Japan, those different island nations over there in Fiji, like we talked about, Samoa, all that shit gonna probably go underwater. We can't, we can't say for sure, but the elect from those nations gonna be saved by the chariots anyway. So it's gonna be a whole lot of destruction. It says, and there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven. This great hail is the nuclear missiles. We just read in Isaiah 24, the windows from on high are open. Every stone about the weight of a talent. The stones represented by the nuclear missiles. O ye great hailstones. And men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of hail. For the plague thereof was exceeding great. This is not literal hail. This is what John the Revelator saw when he looked. He saw the vision. Let's go there and read it now. He saw nuclear missiles coming out of the heavens. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. Here's a great earthquake being mentioned again. It's the same event. Same event as Isaiah 11, Revelation 16. It's the nuclear destruction. And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Meaning what? The sun was blacking out from all these nuclear warheads, from the smoke that's going to go up, from everything. So you can imagine a nuclear winter would develop on the earth. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth. What are these stars falling? John the Revelator described them as stars falling to the earth because what? These are the nuclear warheads pouring out of the heavens. It says, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So what is this? This is that hail. That plague of hail, which is going to be these nuclear missiles. But right before they hit, The elect is taken out of the way back in Revelation 11. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. This is the nuclear mushroom cloud. It looks like the heavens being departed as a scroll. The warheads come down and explode. It sends a shock wave of fire, wind, radiation, and heat going upward, and it rolls under itself, and then the blast goes out. That's how FEMA zones 1 through 10 going to be destroyed. It's going to sweep across the whole United States. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. There it is again. See that? So the mountain's going to be rocking, shaking. The island's going to get thrown off course. Tidal waves, tsunamis like you've never seen. It's going to be a great destruction. A gigantic, tremendous, great destruction in the earth. It ain't just Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great going to get destroyed, sure. But the rest of the earth, can you imagine torrential rains? Just like I said, acid rain. This nuclear shit going to poison the whole planet. It's going to fuck up a whole lot of stuff. A whole lot of people going to die. That's why we constantly say, or I've been saying, that the Lord is going to set the single day death toll. He's going to set a new death high score in the earth for one day. He's going to kill more than he killed during the flood. This is the second death that the Lord is going to bring. So all kind of things going to be happening. And you're going to still have people that get burned and turned into ashes in other parts of the world, too, because you just know America's going to send nuclear missiles to Russia, too. Whatever parts get hit, they're going to send them to other parts of the world. They're probably going to get rid of North Korea. You know, you just have to, that's speculation. Whatever the Lord have how he have it play out. So, and then people going to be trying to run into them damn bunkers, but it ain't going to save them. It says, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, which the mountains and the rocks represent. Some going to try to run to the churches. Some going to try to go to their bunkers. Some going to try to go into their caves and their mountaintop retreats, underwater cities. And you're going to have the elites are going to escape, the initial nuclear destruction, but they're going to be taken from out of those places by the men of the Lord. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of his Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So there you go. It's going to be a very terrible day where people are going to be trying to scurry. I think I got one more scripture I can read. Isaiah 34. Right? We'll start at verse 1. It says at the top, the Most High's wrath against nations. Isaiah 34:1. Come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. The Lord is going to have everybody hear his message that his son is on the way, that the Hebrew Israelites are the people of the Lord, that the nuclear destruction is coming, that they're going into slavery. They're going to be punished. They're going to World War III. You see, that the Lord is going to judge the whole earth. For the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. What is indignation? It is the righteous anger. For the righteous anger of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. The Lord is mad with every nation, righteously angry, and he's going to take out his fury upon their armies. What's he going to do? He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. So that's why World War III or Armageddon is going to be fought. It is a judgment against all nations and their militaries. We call the great slaughter World War III, but in the Bible it's known as Armageddon. And this is the third woe that cometh quickly in Revelation, 11 and 14 that the brother asked about. This is that third woe. The third woe is the catalyst for the destruction. It's gonna happen. All nations are gonna be gathered into it. They're gonna fight, and they're gonna be, most of the soldiers are gonna be destroyed by the chariots of the Lord when they come too. Just don't forget about that, because when the chariots come to save the elect, they're gonna be lighting the citizens of Babylon, certain ones of them, on fire. And also certain soldiers, because they're going to try to fight the Lord and the angels at his second coming. And that's when you're going to have the war in heaven as well. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. That dragon is America, Babylon the Great. It's really the Roman Empire. America, Babylon the Great, NATO, and the EU, all trying to fight the Lord and the angels at the second coming. That's the war in heaven. So it's going to be a somewhat of an air, like an air battle by the chariots and these different troops the devil's angels. You know, these different Air Force fighters and Space Force and all of that. But they're going to be defeated. So that you know, World War III is going to be stopped by Yahushua and the angels, and they're going to, everybody turn. You can read 2nd Esdras 13. The 13th chapter goes into that. I'm not going to read it now. You know, make the lesson too long. It says, their slain also shall be cast out. Who's slain? The armies of the world. And their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. You hear that? The hosts of heaven is the armies. These different armies, they're going to be dissolved. And it says, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Same as Revelation 6. We just read it. The nuclear mushroom cloud. And all their hosts, their soldiers, shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, as a fallen fig from the fig tree. This tells you who's in authority. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, the rulership, and in the immediate heavens above the earth. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, the Edomites. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and upon the people of my curse to judgment, which is the same group. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And these are code words. This is figurative language, because the people of Basra, right, are living where? In Babylon the Great. They're the ones that's in authority over everything, right? Who is this coming from Edom? They're in authority. So any land that they are is likened unto Idumea, just as where the Israelites dwell, that Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So is Esau, Edom, Basra. They are people before it's a place. It says, and the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Right. And the day when the Lord comes back, that's the day of his revenge. He's going to take it out on Esau, Edom. This is what he's going to do. He's going to take out his revenge on Esau, Edom. But he's going to judge all nations. It says, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It's talking about the land of Babylon the Great. All the streams are going to be turned into what? Pitch. Pitch is like a sticky substance like tar. It's going to be like tar pits, which really is just going to be destroyed. It doesn't really give it here. Let's see. Let's just see if it gives us. Nope, doesn't give it here. I don't see it here, but pitch is like a, here it is. Pitch, definition 2, a sticky, resinous, black or dark brown substance that is semi-liquid when hot, hard when cold, which is like what? Like asphalt. It is obtained by distilling tar or petroleum and is used for waterproofing, which when Noah built the ark, the Lord told him to put pitch within and without. It's like a sealant almost, right? It says pitch is adhesive and repels water, which makes it a good substance for waterproofing. The desert night was as black as pitch. See that? Any of various substances similar to pitch, such as asphalt or bitumen. So that's what the streams and the rivers going to be turned into over here, which this whole place is going to be turned into the lake of fire. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It's going to be the lake of fire. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Right. This place is going to be a complete desert. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. And the apostles break all this stuff down to us all the time. The line of confusion and the stones of emptiness means what? You're not going to know where this state line is and the next one begins. It's just going to be all confusion. You're not going to know where the different states are, because it's going to be all one gigantic lake of fire. So that's what's going to go on. And I guess I'm going to end the video kind of abruptly because the brother's question is answered. Let's go back to it and read it again. What can we speculate is happening on earth just after come up hither and after the great earthquake? Well, we already explained it. The islands were not found, and the mountains were moved out of their places, right? It's going to be all kind of terrible things going on. Nations are going to be in chaos. It says, and after the great earthquake, which the great earthquake is a nuclear destruction. Revelation 11:13, during the time when the remnant are affrighted. It's not during the time when the remnant is affrighted, because that's just a short period of time when the elect is beamed up and they barely made it. And it was a very fearful time. Up to the time of New Jerusalem descending, and we didn't even cover New Jerusalem coming back down, but that's when the kingdom of heaven starts on the earth. Can we speculate on the length of this time period? It's not written anywhere. The Lord says, no man knows the day nor the hour. Neither did he tell us how long the elect gonna be gone, But we can go to another scripture and we'll read something about it that says, are the remnant mentioned in the verse? Yeah, the remnant is the elect that was beamed up. Members of both the 2/3 and heathens, they all was destroyed. Yep, the 2/3 and the heathens get destroyed. The same hour as their great earthquake. Soon as the elect were beamed up, the rest of the people in Babylon were all destroyed. Let's go to Isaiah 26. Because it doesn't give the time frame, but this is the same event as come up hither. Isaiah 26:20, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. What's this talking about? The elect come up hither. They're getting beamed up into the chariots. They enter into the chambers and they're shutting the doors. They're going into the chariots. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. What's the indignation? The righteous anger of the Lord. So it says, hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, right? What is the hide thyself? Zephaniah 2:1. This is to the elect. It says, Zephaniah 2:2. I got to start at 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired. Who is this? The Israelites. More importantly, the elect. Before the decree bring forth, the gathering together is the elect gathering the word of the Lord gathering the elect into the truth. Before the decree bring forth, and not just gather them into the truth, but is sealing the elect or activating them, which have been sealed from the foundation of the earth. It says, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a child. What's the decree? The decree is that the Lord is going to destroy Babylon the Great with nuclear destruction. So it's saying, that the elect must be sealed before this decree comes to pass. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. Now, somebody may say, well, anybody can be meek of the earth. Yeah, but the second part tells you, all you meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. What was the judgment that the meek of the earth had put on them? The curses. This is specific to just the Israelites. They're the only ones going to be saved. The elect of the Israelites, the chosen. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. Why? It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. That the day of the Lord's indignation. So if you're hid right here. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment. See, it may be you shall be hid from the day of the Lord's anger until the indignation be overpassed. But it says as a little moment, and we don't know how long that is. We don't know if that's going to be a year, 5 years. It could be a long ass time. We don't know. That's something that not being revealed how long, because the Lord don't operate that way. He's not going to tell you exactly. You're going to be gone 7 days and 7 nights and you're going to come back. No, he don't say that. It says, hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed, until the Lord. And it tells you what he's going to do. For behold, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. Right. In righteousness, he does judge and make war. He's going to punish people for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. Now, when you go into the next chapter, Isaiah 27, it's going to tell you, in that day, the Lord with his sore and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, that piercing serpent. Which is that? Who is that? That great devil, a great dragon called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. That's the so-called white man Esau. Because he ain't going to punish Leviathan. Why would he punish Leviathan, a real sea beast? for just being a beast who he created to be that. It's figurative language talking about this damn serpent, this devil. In that day, the Lord with his sore and great and strong sword will punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent. And he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Who's it talking about? That great naval power, Babylon the Great. Who's in authority over it? So-called white man Esau. He's that great serpent in the sea. If you read here, Revelation 18, look at this. Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. The her is Babylon the Great, and the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. But listen, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. How is their merchandise distributed? Through the sea routes. See, that dragon that's in the sea. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves, transatlantic slave trade, and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all, because this place is going to be destroyed. Listen to this. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. The other nations are going to see that nuclear destruction, and they're going to be afraid. And saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. These are showing this royalty. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. Why the sea important? Because this is that dragon that's in the sea, the serpent that's in the sea. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? See that? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. See that? So in 1 hour, it's going to be destroyed, completely destroyed, wiped off the face of the earth. And all nations are going to see it. Then what? Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. We're going to be avenged on Babylon the Great. The elect, the holy apostles and prophets. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. And this represents the nuclear missiles, hidden Babylon the Great. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And when you go into this word sorceries, we can look at it right now. And it really goes into this pharmakia, Salakia, doggone it. Yeah, right here, pharmakia. This is how all nations of the earth were deceived. Through his witchcraft and magic, but also, too, it says sorcery, witchcraft, the use or the administering of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts, often found a connection with idolatry, right? You've been in bed with the great whore. You poison the whole earth. Metaphor, the deceptions and seductions of idolatry. Now here, medication, pharmacy, i.e. by extension, magic, literally or figuratively, sorcery, witchcraft. So you had a great stronghold over the nations because of all your lying wonders, sorcery, witchcraft, drugs, pharmacy, pharmaceuticals, all of that. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that was slain upon the earth. So, that should thoroughly answer the brother's question, we've done videos on all this stuff before, but the new believers, they may not just know what the videos are. We had so many pages lost, you know what I mean? So a lot of things that we went into, you might not be able to find the videos. So I felt like doing it. I wasn't doing nothing else. So that should answer your question, brother. All the things were answered in this lesson, Lord willing. All right, I want to say the water to you. How about Shem Yahweh Shai for giving me the spirit to bring that out, to do the lesson. We'll see you again soon, Lord willing. Shalom.